I wanted to build a recessed bookshelf in my loft. And here it is. But this isn't your ordinary bookshelf. I decided I wanted to add something extra. And no, it's not the light at the top. And whenever I show it to family and friends, they always ask me the same question.
How'd you do this? I'll show you.
So I started off by removing the outlet and the telephone jack. I decided to cut a hole about 6 foot tall by 24 inches wide. I found it important to mention that this stud was anticipated, but the ducting was not. So I had to do something about that in order for the door to work properly. So basically I decided to reroute the ducting. Luckily it was only the dryer vent and the vent for the bathrooms. This bad photo, I'm trying to show you that I moved the ducting successfully to the left. I removed the stud in the middle, replacing it with 2 jack studs and a beam at the top. So next up, I had to haul sheets of plywood and paneling up 2 flights of stairs. All I had to stop and figure out how am I going to pull this over into my balcony. So I basically took a rope, tied it to a 2x4, and then I took that 2x4 and I screwed it into each sheet one at a time and pulled them over the balcony until I got everything up there. Oh, by the way, I had to pull out 2 bags of insulation that was just tossed in there as scrap. So I'll spare the boring details of laying down the plywood. And the paneling, which I wired a switch and some lights. Building the actual bookshelf was probably the easiest part, because I just had the pieces pre-cut at Home Depot. All I had to do was glue and screw it together. And the first time around it fit surprisingly well with basic measurements. I wanted to get it as tight as I could to those seams so I could hide it with trim later on. I just used regular door hinges, but I doubled them up to make sure that they could hold the weight. And probably the most important piece to this process is this caster wheel. It allows the door to roll smoothly into place when being closed, and not only that, it holds weight. Very simple and super effective. By now you're probably wondering about the door mechanism. Believe it or not, it's a simple gate latch with some picture hanging wire attached to the latch itself. It works like this. It's just a cable tied to the gate latch, and the other end is tied to a book which I hollowed out and substituted the pages for wood. Left some pages at the top so still look real. That's it.